What if the reason you can't lose weight has nothing to do with perimenopause, your age, or your hormones? What if instead it has everything to do with something you've been doing for years without even realizing it? You're hitting a few fitness classes every week, you're getting to the gym here and there, you're eating pretty clean, at least that's what you tell yourself, but you're exhausted, you're gaining weight in places you didn't realize before, and somehow the math is not adding up. So you Google it, you talk to your doctor, and you keep landing on the same conclusion. You're in perimenopause. After working as a weight loss and body transformation coach and trainer for 10 years now, working in the industry for over a decade, I've seen this play out over and over again with my females in their late 30s and 40s. It's the same problems, the same frustrations, and the same story. But here's the thing. I'm 38 years old, and after losing 40 pounds naturally, I'm in the best shape of my life at the oldest I've ever been. Let's just sit with that for a second, because what I've discovered with both myself and other clients is going to completely flip how you see weight loss, fat loss, and toning in your late 30s and 40s. Today, I'm breaking down what's actually going on in your body, how your lifestyle is playing a factor in your body transformation way more than your hormones ever could, and what to do about it starting today so that you can see the weight loss, the fat loss, and the toning and definition that you want. So let's get into it. Point 1, the hormone trap. Why blaming perimenopause is keeping you stuck. Hormones are why you're gaining weight, why fat loss feels like it's stalled, and why your body feels completely different than it did 5 years ago. At least that's the story that everyone keeps feeding you, and probably what you're experiencing when you're doing your own research. Doctors mention it, every wellness article talks about it, and when you line up the symptoms of perimenopause, which is a real thing that happens, with what you're experiencing, I'm not surprised that you landed on this conclusion. But here's the problem. It makes the cause feel out of your control, which means the solution feels out of your control too. So you do nothing, or you wait, or you try a bunch of random things to fix what you think is a hormonal issue, and in turn, your body stays the same and you feel frustrated. Blaming your hormones and placing the blame on perimenopause is exactly why your body won't change the way that you want it to. If hormones and perimenopause aren't the full story, then something else is. And that means that it's fixable. In most cases, what you do on a daily basis, your lifestyle, your habits, what you're eating, and how you're moving plays a way bigger factor in how you look and how you feel, way more than hormones do. Your hormones are just reacting to what's already broken and what needs fixing. Take my client Mandy, for instance. Mandy's a 39-year-old who came into work with me last year, and she was already doing all the things for a healthy lifestyle. She was eating healthy, working out, hitting the gym 4 to 5 days a week, concentrating on strength training. She was doing cardio. She was literally doing all the things, but she could not lose weight, shed fat, or tone the way that she wanted to. And to be honest, she was completely convinced that she was in perimenopause and that it was a hormonal change in her body that she needed help with. When we started working together, we actually bumped up her food all the way from 1,700 calories up to 2,600 calories as a 39-year-old who was 5'2". We boosted her metabolism, we built more muscle mass, and in turn, without ever dropping calories, and in fact, by increasing her calories by 900 per day, she was able to lean out, shed fat, and tone and tighten the way that she wanted to. And this all happened completely before her fat loss phase. Nothing changed surrounding her hormones, we just changed her approach. When you stop treating perimenopause as a diagnosis and instead look at it as a contributing factor, you start asking completely different questions. And that's where the real transformation begins. So if it's not mainly hormones, what is it? And why does it feel so much harder to lose weight, shed fat, and have energy throughout the day as we age? Point 2, your 40-year-old body is responding to your 40-year-old lifestyle and you haven't noticed it. You're basically doing the same things you always have. The same routine, the same-ish foods, the same kind of workouts. Nothing has drastically changed. So the fact that your body is changing and or it feels like it's harder to maintain what you've already had and or create the weight loss, fat loss, and energy results that you want, like that has to be an internal thing, right? That has to be your hormones, right? But here's the thing, change happens slowly. As you get older, you don't notice that you're not eating regular meals, you're skipping more workouts than usual, you're dying in your desk chair, and you're more sedentary than usual. You don't really notice these things, but they are in fact happening. All of a sudden, you wake up and it's like life got busier. Some of your habits went out the window and you're grabbing protein bars on the way out the door and saying it's breakfast. But when you actually compare what you were doing 5 or 10 years ago compared to now, it looks completely different, especially if you now have kids and you didn't have kids in, let's say, your 20s. It's gonna change. Your lifestyle has shifted and so have your habit. Your body isn't being dramatic and it's not this big hormonal shift you think it is. Your body is simply responding to the daily inputs that you're giving it, AKA what you're doing or not doing on a daily basis and consistently. This could look like wine and popcorn for dinner as you finish off your chicken nuggets. Like, we know that that's not a nutrition plan that's gonna help you maintain your physique, let alone change it if you're trying to lose weight, shed fat, and tone. And here's the thing, your metabolism didn't just all of a sudden slow down because you hit 40 years old. It slowed down because of what's happening to your muscle mass and your habits in comparison to what you were doing 5 or 10 years ago. This is just your body giving you direct feedback as to what's going on in your life or what is not going on in your life. And that feedback is usually really helpful if you look at it honestly. Take one of my clients, for instance. Alexandra is currently working with me. She's 37 years old and she works as a nurse with a lot of longer shifts. She came to me wanting to lose about 30 to 40 pounds after feeling like her metabolism had slowed as she'd aged. And to be honest, it kind of had, from years of chronic dieting, under eating, not fueling herself properly, and chronically stressful environments like work. Overall, her body composition was just way off. Higher body fat percentage, lower muscle mass, and she was not the size that she wanted to be. When we first started working together, we did not cut her calories at all. In fact, we focused more on building muscle and boosting her metabolism so she could become a calorie burning machine, especially ahead of her fat loss phase. And since kicking off her fat loss phase, she's already lost 30 pounds naturally and counting. The even cooler part is we're contracted to work together up until the fall at a minimum. So her progress is gonna keep getting better and better every single week. And it's all because we boosted her metabolism and built muscle. Her body and her hormones weren't the problem. The years of underfueling and little structure was. And here's the thing, when you look at your daily step count goal, how much protein and fiber and calories you're getting on a daily basis, and if you're getting quality sleep, low stress, like the picture becomes so much clearer if you're looking at it honestly. And when the picture becomes clearer, that's when a solution can come into play, when you're treating the root cause instead of blaming it on hormones and perimenopause. Before we get into what to do about it, I need to make sure that you understand the patterns because most women can't, and that's what we're unpacking next. If you're finding this useful, go ahead and click subscribe. I post weekly videos every week walking through metabolism, building muscle, fat loss, and weight loss in all natural solutions to help you feel your best. Now let's keep going. Point 3, the audit most women refuse to do because they already know the answer and they're afraid of it. Think about the last 7 days, and I mean really think about it. How many steps did you get on a daily basis? How many calories are you eating? How much protein and fiber did you get at every meal? Did you get any workouts in? Did you sleep longer than 7 hours? How many steps did you get on a day where there wasn't a scheduled workout? How many times did you grab something fast to eat as you headed out the door? Yeah, I thought so. Most women who are suffering with excess weight, excess body fat, or who feel like their bodies are broken are most likely using busyness as an excuse, or they're blaming things on their hormones on why their bodies won't change. Like, you've probably heard it. I'm busy, it must be my hormones. But we both know that those two things are missing the root cause of what's actually going on. And because of that, it's not even showing them what's wrong. Here's how to audit your own life so that you can get an honest and transparent and real visual of what's actually happening and how it might be affecting your weight loss, fat loss, and body transformation goals. Are you regularly getting under 7 hours of sleep? Are you skipping meals or going going long stretches without eating? Is most of your movement coming from fitness classes, walking, or jogging instead of a structured strength training program? Has your daily step count goal dropped significantly because you're dying in your desk chair every day? Are you drinking alcohol more regularly than you used to? If you said yes to more than 2 of these things, then it's probably more likely that your lifestyle and your daily inputs are contributing to your body that is changing, not your hormones or perimenopause. And that's not a judgment, that's just the truth. But honestly, that's a really good diagnosis because it means that you can actually fix this immediately. And that's actually a really good thing because all of those things are in your control. And this also means that your body's not broken. You just need to change your inputs. And doesn't that feel better? So what do you do with all of this information? Well, that's what we're getting into next. So stay with me. Point 4, fix the foundation first or nothing else will work. Here's what I've been building up to this entire video. The reason this feels hormonal is because the symptoms you're probably experiencing look identical to perimenopause, but actually the cause of a downregulated or slow metabolism, losing muscle mass as you age, which naturally happens after the age of 35, from years of underfueling or chronic dieting, and years of undersleeping and overstress. All of those things combined look exactly like perimenopause. You're tired, you're gaining weight, and fat loss probably feels impossible. But as we just learned, the cause is the foundation of your lifestyle and your daily inputs, what you're doing or not doing on a daily basis, not perimenopause and not your hormones. The good news is you can fix the foundation. I have a 49-year-old client who started working with me earlier this year, and her goals are simple. She wants to lose 35 to 40 pounds. She wants to shed excess body fat. She wants to build lean muscle mass, increase energy, and she wants to feel really healthy, confident, and strong as she enters her 50th birthday. We've been primarily working on building muscle and boosting her metabolism, and because of that, she's already lost 10 pounds and dropped 1 to 2 pant sizes already. And we just kicked off her fat loss phase like 2 weeks ago. So her results are going to keep getting better and better every single week. Her weight gain and energy slumps throughout the years had little to do with her hormones or perimenopause and had everything to do with her lifestyle and how she was eating, how she was moving, and how she was taking care of herself. We've only changed her inputs, aka what she's doing on a daily basis, and we've already received more favorable outputs, which is a good thing. And honestly, that's how this works. As women, we have got to stop blaming our hormones and perimenopause for everything and instead take a good, honest, hard look at our inputs, our lifestyle, and the things that we're doing or not doing on a daily basis and consistently over time. That's the key word there. If you actually start taking better care of yourself, I'm talking whole foods, proper ratios of macronutrients, fiber, quality sleep, reducing alcohol, increasing your step count goal. If you focus on the basics and do it consistently over time, I guarantee your body will change more than you think it will. Here's what I recommend starting today. Start tracking what's actually going on in your life and what's going into your body on a daily basis. Not forever, not obsessively, but for the next 4 to 6 weeks, track your food, track your protein, track your fiber, track your sleep, track your steps, and actually get in 3 to 4 strength training workouts every single week. And get honest about what you're doing and what you're not doing, because there's usually a gap. And when women come into work with me and they're blaming their hormones and perimenopause, usually the gap is pretty big, and we find out real quick it's actually the lifestyle that's preventing their bodies from changing. Once you have the foundation, there's one piece of this that makes everything work better. And I want to make sure you understand why, because this is what most women are missing. Point 5, the one thing that changes everything, and you're probably not doing it. Muscle is what keeps your metabolism functioning, and muscle is metabolically active tissue, which means the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest. But when you lose muscle, which happens when you undereat, undertrain, or undersleep, your metabolism slows. not because of perimenopause, but because you're losing the one thing that helps you burn more calories at rest, muscle. And when you lose muscle, body fat naturally piles on to a body that is now left with a slower metabolism. So you can see how this is a vicious cycle of my body's changing as I get older. It must be hormones in perimenopause, when in reality, it's actually you losing muscle and slowing your metabolism without even you realizing it. I'm all about analogies, so let's think of this like a car engine. If you have a big engine in a car, it runs efficiently. Like even when you step on the gas pedal, it's gonna be good. You've got a big engine. But if you slowly start to replace that big engine with smaller engines over the course of 5 to 10 years, that car's just not going to run as well. And when you press on the gas, it's not gonna go anywhere. And then you're sitting there wondering why the car isn't running like it used to. Like, girl, you don't need to fix the car, you need to fix the engine. For women in their late 30s and 40s, if you want to rev up that engine and rebuild the engine, muscle is what's going to help you do that. Because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest, the higher your metabolism is. And when your metabolism is high and you're burning more calories at rest, your body fat naturally goes down. Not to mention, muscle is what creates more toning and definition. It helps to shape your body. And we all know that skinny is not sustainable, because if you don't have muscle on your body, not only are you not going to have shape, but you're also not going to be burning calories the same way someone who's skinny will. If you have more muscle, you will automatically put yourself in a better place for sustainable fat loss in a way that also makes you look more toned. You can tell I'm passionate about this because this is so true. And this is the one thing that so many women are missing. The cool thing is building muscle is completely accessible to every single woman. Like you can start literally building muscle today and start watching your body transform over the course of the next few months. Now, building muscle is more than just eating 1 gram of protein per body weight and strength training. There's an actual method to how to build muscle properly and also how to shed fat during the same time, but that's for another day. Let's come back to the present moment, because this is what I want you to do starting right now. It only takes you about 10 minutes and it's going to show you way more than any other hormone panel will. You ready? Step 1, log everything you ate yesterday. We're talking meals, snacks, quick grabs out the door, liquids, food, everything you ate on a daily basis. Plug it into a calorie tracking app, and I want you to take note of your fiber and your protein. If your protein is not at 25 to 40 grams per day and your fiber is not around 30 grams a day as a female, we need to make some adjustments. Step 2, pull out your watch or your phone and take note of your daily step count each day. I want you to write down these numbers for the past 2 to 3 weeks and take an honest look at how much you're moving or not moving throughout the day. Step 3, look at your sleep data. Maybe this comes from a ring, a watch, or your phone, but take a good hard look at how much sleep you're getting on a daily basis for the past 3 to 4 weeks. If it's anything less than 7, you know where you need to make some improvements. Step 4, look at your workout history over the past month and do a real honest assessment of the types of workouts you're doing or not doing. If it looks like it heavily leads into fitness classes, yoga, bar, running, jogging, and you don't actually have structured and tailored strength training workouts in, you're missing a big piece of the pie where you could be building actual real muscle. And remember, muscle is what's going to help you boost your metabolism and burn more calories. That audit is just your starting point. If the answers are low or you're noticing some holes, that's where you should start. And fixing your foundation of the habits that you do daily is going to be way more impactful than you running to the doctor asking for a hormone panel because you think your body's broken. Spoiler alert, it's probably your lifestyle that needs some help. Your age and your hormones are probably not working against you, but I bet your lifestyle and your daily habits are. And that's a strategy problem. The good news is it's totally fixable. And remember, I'm 38 years old. I lost 40 pounds naturally, and I'm in the best shape of my life at the oldest I've ever been. I've not only been able to do this with my body, but hundreds of other clients as well. So I'm not saying that as a flex, but it's proof in the pudding that this works. The moment you stop handing the power over to your metabolisms or over to perimenopause and instead take that power back and really control your lifestyle and habits on a daily basis and consistently, I bet you your body will actually change the way you want it to. So let's do this. Now, if you want to know what happens next after you do your audit and after you lay the foundation for changes, the next thing you want to do is focus on strength training. And I've created an entire video surrounding this and why most women who think that they're building muscle in the gym are doing quite the opposite. This is the piece that ties everything together. So if you want to build muscle, I highly recommend this video. It's linked right here.